All right, Cowboys Nation. All right, guys. So let's settle up real quick. Okay, so right here we have a tweet from Brandon Laurie. Okay, right. So sports writer Brandon Laurie, man, made this tweet about Deron Bland, right? And we've been having this ongoing conversation this season as far as the types of coverage that the Dallas Cowboys secondary runs, right? So they've been running a lot more zone. The highest rated, team that plays the most zone is the Dallas Cowboys, right? And they also play the least man, right? And this tweet is basically breaking down that hey, Deron Bland has played way better in man coverage versus in zone coverage, right? And this goes back to speaking to is this coaching staff using players to their strengths or to their weaknesses? Now, also, Cowboys Nation, we've been having this conversation really ever since the absence of Trevon Diggs because Trevon Diggs was the only, defensive back in the room to kind of pretty much speak out against the quote unquote system that Matt Eberflus and his defensive coaching staff is pretty much running and forcing on our defense that hasn't practically worked this entire season, even post the Quentin Williams trade, right? The Philadelphia Eagles game, we struggled to win that game. The Kansas City Chiefs game, that was a very tight game, and we really just got exposed against the Detroit Lions, right? And so Trayvon Diggs, guys, is at this point a healthy scratch. Or he's just, not playing, not because he's not hurt. He's ready. He's even said that he's ready. Right, guys, and I went live last night for the first time in a while, to kind of pretty much discuss a lot of this and get some other different perspectives from other Cowboys fans as well. Majority of the Cowboy fans I was on the panel, shout out to everybody that pulled up. We're kind of pretty much on the side of Matt Eberflus is the problem, Trayvon Diggs is the problem. He's the best cornerback we still have in the room. A lot of people was in the comment section, was the Trayvon Diggs haters, right? They didn't have too much to say because they didn't join the panel. But this just goes back to you, man. Like, look, man, the bridge got burned because Trayvon Diggs wanted better for the team, right? And for Trayvon Diggs to have good practices, for him to feel healthy and feel better than what he was before at the beginning of the season, it tells you a lot about this coaching staff and how they're pretty much going about addressing this defense. So yeah, it's up to it's really all on Matt Eberflus at this point, and the secondary coaches from Andre Curtis too. I forget the other brother's name, but it's all on the defensive coaching staff. Like we got players that are hurt. Savon Rebels playing hurt on a bad knee. I don't understand why he's playing, and we have a healthy Trayvon Diggs. You should be putting him out there. I don't know if it because I had a lot of people in my live stream talk about Kalen Carson, Savon Rebel. I'm like, look, man, Kalen Carson has yet to play a full season. He was even hurt last year at times. And he's definitely been playing hurt this year. He had with the hamstrings, he had the rib injury, he had to sit out the first half of the season. And I think he also may have like a knee issue now. So I mean, he hasn't been healthy. Bland hasn't been 100% these past two seasons, and he's been struggling. So it's like Trayvon Diggs is the insurance. And now, guys, I also brought this up last night in my live stream. So we talked about the Although Brian Schottenheimer, for the most part, has done a really good job working with the offense and make sure that the offense is playing disciplined, sound, and good football. One of the best offenses in the league. At some point was number one. If not, still is. But here's where I would hold Brian Schottenheimer accountable. It's like, man, like I understand you didn't hire Matt Eberflus as a defensive coordinator. That's more so what Jerry Jones did because obviously Matt Eberflus has history with the Dallas Cowboys in the past, and that's him having former ties with the team and him kind of being a head coach that's not a stand-up dude. Jerry Jones kind of looks into that and kind of sees it like, okay, he's somebody I can control. He's somebody who's not going to go against my will of anything. right? This entire season, and this entire offseason, Brian Schottenheimer has been preaching two things: physicality and also competition, right? And we see that Jaden Blue had to pretty much prove himself to get on the active 53-man roster, right? Even dealing with all the injuries that he had to deal with during training camp and preseason, he still had to prove and show why he was worthy of being on the 53-man roster. And once he got that, he had his opportunities, and he kind of pretty much failed and went back down. Malik Davis has pretty much taken his job and done a good job as being the number two back, right? And it's like, wow, it's like, okay, where is that on defense? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the open competition on defense from the linebacker room to the secondary? Why aren't we seeing Mars Leofow? Why haven't we seen enough Logan Wilson? Um, why did we see so much Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker until them dudes got hurt? Uh, and why haven't we seen Trayvon Diggs when Kalen Carson and Savon River aren't better? And a lot of people saying, "Oh well, right now I say Kalen is better than what I'm saying, Diggs." Look, you can preach potential to me all you want. You know what I'm saying? Between Kalen Carson and Savon River, and Bland has yet to prove to ever be better than Diggs to me as far as coverage. Right? We've never seen Deron Bland step up and actually do a good job when facing number one receivers. And even this season, he's struggling against the number twos. And Bland is primarily best when he's playing in the nickel. So it would be best for you to play a Trayvon Diggs. And now that we have the news that he won't be playing tonight, it's like, okay, you better find somebody that's gonna cover Justin Jefferson, or you better bracket coverage over him and double him, because Justin Jefferson is gonna be licking his chops. You know what I'm saying? Not having his best season. You know what I mean? Like, team still in the hunt. Like, Minnesota is gonna come in a little bit hungry. So yeah, the bottom line is like Trayvon Diggs. It's like it's just a weird pattern when it comes to politics in the Dallas Cowboys. Like, we always are the most critical of players that are getting paid or are trying to get paid, right? We're critical of George Pickens right now because he's trying to get paid. We're critical of Trayvon Diggs because he's under contract on the second contract with us, one of our star players, and he hasn't been available. And now that he somewhat is available, he has a disagreement as to what the philosophy of the coaching is going, and the coach is basically being stubborn. But it's like the coach is being stubborn, like we're not the worst defense in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, or one of the worst defenses. You know what I'm saying? And probably, hey, the worst secondary in the league, man. All right, so that's what I was just saying in the last video, man. Like, from when Dez Bryant spoke out against Scott Linehan and things like that, they kind of pretty much sabotaged his image prior to him leaving. They didn't release him until 2 weeks until the draft, so he didn't really have a fair shot in the free agency market. And then that was kind of somewhat of a not a deep wide receiver draft class, but a pretty solid wide receiver draft class. I remember Calvin really was in that draft class. DJ Moore, we selected Michael Gallup. Many other receivers in that draft class I can't really think of off top, but that's what happened. Amari Cooper did somewhat speak out against Kellen Moore in a radio interview, talked about he would like more targets. Um, and he was out the door. You know what I mean? Cole Beasley even spoken out before and things like that. And now Trayvon Diggs, and it's just so unfortunate.